Hi crafty friends, Melissa Minor here. Thanks so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. Today I am so excited because it's the second Friday of the month, which means I'm creating with my friends. And I think these are the best creators on YouTube. Be sure to check out the description box below because I will have a link to all of their channels listed so you can follow each of them and also see what they created. So each month we pick a sketch and a theme, and this month our sketch and theme was chosen by Joanne Bartel, and this is the sketch that she chose. Now this is a page map sketch, and it's an 8.5 by 11, and she said that we could either use it 8.5 by 11 or we could stretch it 12 by 12. Now I am going to keep it 8.5 by 11, and our theme is grateful. And I am so grateful for my daughter Tatum. So these are the photos that I'm going to use. And I've printed these on my Epson PictureMate 400. And I've printed them in 3x4. I need to trim them down. I've chosen some supplies here that I think will work well. I've got these cute little canvas flare buttons from Scrap and Happy Studio. So I know I want to use those. And then I picked out a paint color, and I think this Here I Am Shimmers is going to be perfect. And then I've got several different pieces of pattern paper and this zip strip here from the 49 and Market Art Options Spice collection. And Tatum loves pink, and so I thought that this paper would go well. And then in the Scrap and Happy Studio buttons, there's pink and orange. So I'm kind of thinking like maybe this zip strip, tie in this orange somehow, maybe map my photos. I've got some scraps here. I just kind of pulled some bits and pieces. I've got some other pieces from the 49 and Market Art Options. These are the laser cut elements, and I actually punched all of those out and put them in a Ziploc bag here. And then I've also got these Art Options Wishing Bubbles and Baubles that I think I'm going to tie in. So let me go ahead and set this stuff aside, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, I went ahead and cut this gorgeous like pink pattern paper down to 8.5 by 11. And looking at the sketch, I know I'm going to have two 3x4 photos, kind of something like this. So I'm just going to lay this out and get an idea of what I think is going to work. And I really like I want to bring in this orange because there's so much orange in these photos. These photos are absolutely gorgeous. They were taken at South Park, which is a park nearby to us. And I mean, these fall colors are just, it's perfect. I love it. So I think I want to add this zip strip to the top here. And then maybe this orange across the center. And I'm not sure, I might want to tear that orange, but I'm just going to kind of try to get some placement on here and see where things are going to go. Usually when I sit down to create, I have a clear idea of what I want to do, but I didn't really this time. I knew what photos I wanted to use, and I had a sketch, so I thought, I'm just going to sit down and turn the camera on and let you be a little bit more a part of my planning process. So I'm looking at some of these pattern papers in this Art Options Spice collection, trying to decide which I want where. So right now I'm thinking I want to maybe back this photo with this lighter paper. And I know I want to bring in these flare buttons. So I just picked these up, and I think they're an older collection of hers, but I think that this screams teenager and fall. I love those little boots and this little leaf one. So I'm going to set these aside, and these are the buttons that I think I want to use. I don't think I really have room to put 3. So looking at the sketch again, I realized that there's a longer piece of paper backing that top left photo. So my idea is I actually paused the camera and I had to run my daughter somewhere. And as I was driving, I had this idea of, instead of using the paper behind the photo, what about if I use paint? And so here, I'm going to give it a try. And if I don't like it, I can always put this brown piece of paper back behind there. But I'm not really digging the brown. I want to bring in my paint. So here I'm adding some white gesso, and oh my gosh, I used way too much. I did not need this much. I'm used to scrapbooking 12 by 12, and so I kind of squirted the gesso onto my page like I was doing a 12 by 12. So I'm going to try to use a paper towel here and wipe a little bit of this up. For my daughter's album, I do scrapbook 8.5 by 11. So this is going to go in her sophomore year album. So I make a 12 by 12 for me, and then she has her own 8.5 by 11. So when Joanne had the 8.5 by 11 sketch, I'm like, that's perfect. All right, so now that my white gesso is dry, I'm going to go ahead and start adding some of this paint. Now this is a Shimmers, and the color is Here I Am, and I am on the Shimmers Paints design team, so I will have this product linked down below in the description box, as well as anything else I used. And if you do place an order on the Shimmers Paints website, you can add my name, Melissa Minor, to the comments section of your order, and Shimmers will send you a free paint. And you can actually add my name on every order you place, and they'll send you a free paint every time. So it's a great way to try out Shimmers paints and also to be able to build up your paint collection. All right, here I'm bringing in a piece of packaging to just kind of mess this paint up so it doesn't look so matchy-matchy. And I'm spraying a little bit of water just to move that color around. And I know it looks like a hot mess now, but I promise in the end it'll look good. So now I've got my paint, I'm dipping it in the water, I'm dipping it in the paint. If I didn't say so, Shimmers already is a liquid, and it's a shimmery liquid, so it adds a lot of shine to your project. So I love painting with Shimmers because it has so much shine in it. I'm bringing in my heat tool here just to dry this up, and are you seeing that shine? Oh, I think the camera's actually picking it up this time. Sometimes it's hard to really show off the shine that the paint adds, but I love that pop of color. Okay, I am happy with the paint, so I don't think I'm going to use that brown paper anymore. I might map my photo, but I like the way that the paint looks, and now I can start working on my embellishment clusters. I'm just putting everything back down to see if I'm going to like this placement. And yeah, I think I'm going to need to back that photo. So off camera, I'm going to go ahead and back my photos. I'm going to bring in a little more interest here by tearing this orange piece of pattern paper. So I pulled that towards me to expose the white core. And then off camera, I did go in with my edge distressing tool, and I distressed the mats behind my photos. Okay, so now we're ready to start assembling this page, and then my favorite part is to embellish. And I've got so many pretty embellishments for this page. Now I'm using some tacky glue, and this is glue that I get off Amazon, and I have it in this fine line bottle applicator. And I'm just going to put some glue in the center of the photos in case I want to tuck some things back behind there. So since I have so much mixed media on here, I can't really use tape runner because that's not going to hold it. I need to use a wet glue so that it will adhere to all this mixed media. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue here behind the second photo, and we'll get that stuck down. And give this a press. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to use my stack and sort tray here to just empty out all of my little pieces so I can start kind of arranging some things. So this again is the 49 in Market Art Options Spice Laser Cut Elements, and wow, aren't these gorgeous? I used to take my laser cut elements and just try to punch them out as I need them, but I found when I'm creating that if you punch them all out and place them in like a Ziploc, then you can empty them out into a stack and sort tray like this, and then you're free to just create and grab pieces as you'd like. So I like doing this method versus trying to punch them out one at a time. I feel like if you have to punch them out one at a time, you're more limited and you might not use something that is right here already punched out available. I don't know. That's what I think. So look at these pumpkins. I'm trying to decide here. I know I want some pink pumpkins. I want some orange pumpkins. I think I want to use this pink flower, and I really like the placement of my flare buttons, so that's gonna work out nicely. I'm gonna add a little bit of foliage here behind each of the clusters, just to kind of give them some, just to have them pop. They need a little bit of green, so I'm gonna draw the green around the page by adding a few in. Now here I'm gonna cut this one down. I'm kind of limited with the smaller leaves. I just need a few leaf sections, so I'm going to cut these apart here and see if I can get these arranged. And I like the way this is looking. I'm just going to continue building up these clusters. And I have 3 clusters. Now in the sketch that Joanne provided, there were only 2, so I did revise it a little. Now I'm bringing in some, this is just some sewing thread that I picked up from the sewing aisle at Walmart. And it's really shiny. I know a couple of my viewers had commented on, asked me where I got my thread. It's just from Walmart. So I'm making a little glue dot sandwich here. I'm taking my thread and just kind of messing it up, adding a glue dot, and then I'm going to adhere this flare button. This one I think I need a little bit more, so I'm adding another glue dot to the back, and we'll get this stuck down. And I just think that that adds a little bit more interest behind my buttons here. So I'm going to add one here behind this one. And they already have a little piece of foam on the back, so it adds a little extra dimension. So it just needs a glue dot. So I'm going to tangle up some thread here and stick this one down. And there, I think that looks super cute. And I love that extra little pop of pink on my page. So now that I have that done, I need to start working on a title. Let me add another little piece of thread here. I didn't think I had quite enough behind the little boots. So I'm bringing in this. This is Simple Stories foam stickers. They're from the Acorn Lane collection. I was looking through my titles and I thought that the colors in this Acorn Lane from Simple Stories, it kind of matches. It's got like the brown, it's got a little bit of pink, some of the green that I brought in. I'm going to add one more little piece of greenery up here to add a little more up here to build that cluster up. But I found this title Fall, and so I think I want to use that. And look at that. Doesn't that kind of match? I'm really surprised. I'm not usually one to match collections, but this worked out great. I'm thinking about this word hello, and I'm maybe going to use hello fall. Oh my, this is stuck down really good. There's no moving this fall. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a powder tool, and I like to use this tool to take the stick off of stickers. So then you can move them around more like die cuts. So since that fall, I can't move it, I'm going to go ahead and put some powder on the back of my other ones so I can move them around before I commit. So I kind of like this hello at the top, maybe down here. I'm not really sure, so I'm going to set that aside. Maybe happy. And I think that the colors just don't really go with that one. There's a little bit of blue in the happy, too much blue, and the letters were big, so I'm not feeling that one. I do like this. This sticker says warm and cozy, and that's one of the things I know Tatum loves about fall is being warm and cozy. And so I'm going to stick this hello back down. I'm going to think about it for a while. Now I'm going to bring in a few of these Art Options Wishing Bubbles and Baubles. I've had these for a while and just been waiting to use them. So instead of sequins, I'm going to add these bubbles and baubles, and so I think these are cute. They match the colors. I've got some in orange, pink, and green, and they are from the same 49 and Market Art Options Spice collection, so they do match perfectly. So I'm going to add a few to each of these clusters, and I'm really liking the way this page is looking. Now for journaling, I will journal off camera. And I'm going to draw some lines underneath where it says warm and cozy. But I really want my daughter, since it's going in her book, I want to capture her thoughts. And so I really want to leave that for her to do. So we'll finish the journaling up off camera. But I've got these down, and I think that, there's the journaling, I'm pointing that out. I think that I'm happy with it. I'm looking at the sketch and yeah, I think I've pulled this off. I really like it. And then I sit and think about it for a while and I'm like, something was bothering me at the top. I thought I had too much of the paint showing up there and it just looked like a blank space. It needed something. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of tacky glue now to the hello. There's a little bit of blue in the hello, but I think it's going to be okay. I don't have blue anyplace else in the layout, but I have enough of the pink and the orange and the green that I think it's going to work. So that's going to wrap up my page. If you've enjoyed today's video, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. I will have still shots over on my Instagram and my Facebook, and I would love for you to follow me there. I'll have links listed to everything I've used today, and I appreciate when you shop my links, as I do receive a small commission at no extra charge to you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!